Let's talk about fermentation, the most delicious evidence of those living, breathing specimens in our vicinity that are fondly known as microbes. Working in the field of gut health, I wonder why it took me so long to talk about them, but I guess it has something to do with the stigma around bacteria and how they affect us. The last time I experimented with fermentation was with curtido, which is like a spiced and lesser fermented version of sauerkraut. The popular connotation being that nearly all bacteria are pathogenic, where in truth, we know quite a lot about how useful they can be for our daily health. And not only do we benefit from their presence inside our tummies, but rather rely on them being there. Think yogurt, beer, kefir, and yes, sauerkraut as examples of food which we have to thank bacteria for. In case of sauerkraut specifically, we know that certain bacteria, primarily from the Lactobacillus genus, are naturally present on the surface of raw cabbage leaves. So when I just shred and salt the cabbage, the sugars are released, which are essential food for the friendly bacteria to grow. And keeping them submerged under this brine solution allows an oxygen free environment, which is pretty selective for the friendly fermentation bacteria. This increases the acidity, which ultimately makes sauerkraut taste quite sour and tangy. And eventually, this becomes so acidic that it slows down the bacterial activity over a week or two. Pretty fascinating. And that's exactly when the sauerkraut is ready for us to consume. And there is less cause for worry here having so much bacteria in your system. Having these tough probiotics actually reshapes the bacterial community living inside you. You can think of it as a rearrangement of your bedroom, where the fermented foods you have in your diet flush away all the dirt and grime from your sanctimonious palace. I usually finish a jar of sauerkraut within a month of making it, which allows me exactly 12 times a year to play with new flavors. I have in the past included carrots and herbs to enhance elements like the aroma or sweetness of a ferment, so I totally encourage you to adjust your ingredients how you like them. The only non negotiable being the salt proportion, because you certainly do not want any safety hazard on your plate. You can imagine the fermentation to be akin to cooking, where the heat element is basically the bacterial activity. So, any underheating or overheating, which is similar to undersalting or oversalting, would be cause for concern. But I trust you and your cooking skills, so you can definitely go try it once. I ended up making a burrito with my sauerkraut, and it definitely passed the taste test. My only grief being the speed at which I can chow down my kraut now.